Hello, and welcome to Scarlet Hollow. I'm Jam, and I'm here because episode 5 of this is coming out in just over a month, about 5 or 6 weeks or so. And I'm fucking excited, but I've forgotten everything that I've done in my past playthrough. So I've decided that I would like to kind of have a run for posterity, like archive it, log it for the history books, and also so that I remember sort of the mindset that I'm in with my character and sort of the decisions that have been made, like what's gone on there, why, and that's why I've decided to record a playthrough. It's gonna be a weird one because it's not blind. I have played this, I know what happens, I know a lot of the plot points, I know a lot of the secrets, but and also because I want to be kind of recreating that run that I did originally, I'm going to be using the traits that I've used before as well. We're just going through it. This is just basically a diary before we get to episode 5, and then all the blind, hilarious YouTuber reactions will happen, I'm sure. But in the meantime, it's just going to be like a reminder session. We're going through it again for nostalgia's sake. So let's get started there. I've even dressed myself up as I imagine my character would dress up, because I really want to get into that headset, that mindset, that headspace. And also this is just a self-insert factory, this game, basically. So I'm going to go for just Jam. I live in a city of... I thought about this, and because I don't want to dox myself, I've decided that Scarlet Hollow Jam lives in Portland, Maine. Scarlet Hollow Jam uses she/her pronouns. Now, this is the big one. Now, if you've never played Scarlet Hollow before, go away and play Scarlet Hollow and then come back. Because this is a fucking incredible game in the making, and it really is something special to behold, and I would recommend playing it for yourself and seeing everything happen. So the first episode is an episodic game. The first episode is free. You can just play it. You can check it out. And what the fun thing about it is there's so much shit in the first episode alone that you can do many playthroughs of it and see loads and loads of different things. You can pick between 7 traits. You can pick 2 of 7 traits. So, like, you can be powerful build, so you can, like, intimidate people, or you can just not intimidate people if you don't pick powerful build, probably. I will be going for my 2 traits that I've used already, because I want to recreate that original playthrough that I did for myself. Which is mystical and book smart. So I'll take you through both of these traits. So mystical is kind of strange and unusual, kind of vaguely weird, a little bit witchy. You see the threads of reality in ways others cannot. This is a really fun one because it means you get a load of extra sort of secret info, but you can't tell anyone about it really, because there's no way for you to know it, so no one will believe you. And it's kind of like knowing the horrible things that are going to happen and not being able to do anything about it. It's fucking great fun. It's amazing. It's really fun if you want to roleplay as someone who, like, I don't know, whose warnings go unheard in the preamble before disaster. And then the other one I picked is book smart, which means well-read and rational, possess a wealth of esoteric knowledge and knows when to use it, and is a talented researcher. When I went into this game, my mindset I had is I wanted to be like a vaguely kind of spooky little witch girl. I say little witch girl, I'm, in my 20s, who's also, got undiagnosed autism. Aside from the witch girl stuff, it's just me. And it was really fun. Now, in the meantime, between the inevitable wait between episode 5 and, the future, the episode 6 and 7, I might do 1 or 2 playthroughs with different traits. Like, non-canon runs, you know. For me, personally. Because this will forever be my, like, you know, this is what happens. For better or worse. But I'd still love to see some stuff. I mean, Talk to Animals is fucking ridiculously funny. From what I understand. Hot would be quite funny. Yeah, so like there's all sorts going on. There's so many different things you can do. I'm going to stick with my 2 though, Mystical and Booksmart. And we will begin. You jolt awake as the bus hits a particularly nasty bump. You feel like you'd only just managed to start drifting off, and now here you are, awake again and still exhausted. For a moment, you're hazy on the details of where exactly here is, confusing this bus with the many others that came before it, but your mind continues to reassert its existence in the waking world. The past few days come back into focus. The long-lost cousin, the bad news, the 26 hours of bus rides with countless late-night stops in seedy depots, I don't know, that would have felt unsafe even in the middle of the day. You wouldn't normally find yourself travelling like this, but your cousin bought the tickets. Yeah, she gave us, like, cheapo bus tickets, but I can't fault her. The funeral of Pearl Ann Sane, your cousin's mother and your aunt. Seem like something you shouldn't ignore, even considering your own late mother's rocky relationship with this side of the family. So here we go. The first trait kicks in. It's mystical. You ever play Disco Elysium? There's a lot of Disco Elysium vibes to this, in that, like, you'll pick, you know, the traits that you're strong in, and they'll sort of chime in with some extra info and some extra options. It really is kind of got that energy to it. In a similar way that, I suppose, Slay the Princess does. That's very Disco Elysium kind of coded. But it does its own thing with it. It's amazing. Anyway, mystical is kicking in. But it was also more than just the social pressure of the invitation that pushed you to accept it. Something had been tugging you back into this place your entire life. There was no choice to be made because you were always going to find your way here. So when your cousin called, you knew what had to be done. And now the end of your long journey is in sight. You're almost in Scarlet Hollow. So anyway, as I was saying... Oh no, he's still here. He's been sitting next to you for the past 5 hours, talking at you without pause. You're not sure he even stopped when you started to doze off. And at first you thought he was just being friendly, but that was several hours of one-sided conversation ago. I was up in Maryland looking for work, but mostly messing around because I was a dumb teen. Me and my buddies were doing our usual prank stuff, you know, pushing joggers into the harbour, that sort of thing. Oh cool, dialogue choices kick in. This is really where you start to sort of get into the mindset of your characters, because as with any Black Tabby game, you have no shortage of dialogue options available. So I could be like, wait, what? Are you serious? What's wrong with you? Hell yeah, so chaos, my dude. Why are you talking to me? Or I could just remain silent. Now, I might not perfectly recreate every single choice that I made in my original run, but I did choose to remain silent here. I'm just like, I'm not. I don't want to engage with you. You're scaring me. You do your best to keep a blank face. Waking up and by extension accidentally giving this strange man permission to keep talking to you was a mistake. So this girl comes up to us swinging a purse, yelling about how she was going to call the cops or whatever. It was hilarious. She actually hit my friend and he said it hurt a lot, so I guess she really was mad and not just playing. But she kept swinging and soon enough she lost her balance and fell into the harbour on her own. We didn't even have to push her. We had a good laugh and fished her out, and her phone got soaked so she couldn't call the cops on us. We wound up hanging out all day. She kind of became my girlfriend after that, and we'd been on and off for about a year, so it's pretty serious. Though about 5 months ago, she tried to break up with me, like for real, and jeez. You ever get so mad you just want to like kill somebody? Fun times. I love it when this suddenly gets scary like this. Anyway, you ever get so mad you just want to kill somebody? Okay, so there's a few choices again. I don't have the backup, like the physical backup to say that. I don't want to. So. no, no. I have never felt that way about another person, and I find it alarming that you have. You're young. You'll get it when someone tries to break your heart one day. It changes a person. Makes them think things they never thought they could. I honestly could have killed that woman. Anyway, she's giving birth to our son right now, so I'm trying to get up to Virginia to be there for it. But I don't know if I'm, like, into that stuff, so I might just wind up on a bus to New York or something instead. I've always wanted to go there. Oh, jeez. You're a lot to untangle. And of course, book smart kicks in, my other trait. Have you ever thought about seeing a therapist? Maybe it would help if you talk with someone about these feelings. Someone professional. Who isn't me. I'm not licensed or anything, but it seems like you might have a personality disorder. It might be worth looking into. I don't need to do that kind of stuff. But strangers are the best therapists. I feel a lot better after talking to you. I'm glad someone here does. Anyway, where'd you say you were headed? Okay, mystical. Mystical is making me aura farm, and I'm probably going to give in to that temptation. Home, I think. I've never been, but I felt it. Yeah. Home, I think. I've never been, but I felt it like a call on the back of my mind for as long as I can remember. Some things can only be put off for so long. Ha ha ha, get owned. The young man anxiously sifts in his seat. For one perceptible moment, it's his turn to feel uncomfortable before he catches himself and heartily laughs. That's funny, I caught him off guard by being weird. Oh, you must be talking about Scarlet Hollow, right? Or the Holler, as they call it in the mountains. It's the only other stop till this bus turns around, so if you aren't getting off at my stop, you must be headed up that way. Almost nobody ever goes there. I'm usually alone on the bus by now. Oh, actually, I had a couple buddies who went up there to work in the mine. There's a coal mine up in the Hollow, you see. And there's always a job listed or two on the boards around here. I've never wanted to do that kind of thing myself. I like my lungs the way they are, thanks, but my buddies got desperate enough to try it. I haven't heard from him in a while, now that I think about it. I should see if they're on Facebook. See how they're doing up there. Hope they didn't die! He looks back at his phone for once focused on something other than you. Oh, this is me! It was lovely meeting you. Hope you don't get too bored without me to talk around to talk to. Here, I have something for you. The stranger rifles through his pack before presenting you with a dripping bag of peanuts. That dripping sound effect is vicious. And mean. The boiled peanuts! I got them at the gas station a few buses back. I noticed you haven't eaten much, so I figured you could use them more than me. Plus they're dripped all over my back, so I don't want to carry them anymore. Tip. Sometimes picking a dialogue option establishes new facts about who you are. So I could establish that I like boiled peanuts. No. Screw you. I could establish that I'm allergic to peanuts, and that will actually make you allergic to peanuts for the remainder of your run. You can't ever have peanuts, and you have to sort of voice this when offered food. No, thanks. You put your hand up to say no. I'm not really hungry. There's still a good 45 minutes left in your journey, pal, assuming nothing goes wrong. Best to have them all on hand. The young man sets the peanuts down on the empty seat next to him. The juices dribble out through the bottom of the bag and into the upholstery, instantly soaking it in peanut brine. And with that, I'll leave you. Safe travels, friend. And it's just me and a wet bag of nuts. You're alone, the stranger's peanuts soaking into the seat across from you. Maybe you could finally get some sleep. Next stop, Scarlet Hollow, end of the line. Almost there. The bus finally comes to a stop, its brakes squealing as it deposits you in front of the Scarlet Hollow bus station. The sign at least reads bus station, but calling it that feels disingenuous. At best, it looks like a kiosk. Though, for a small town like this, you're amazed there's so much as a road, let alone a bus that drives on it every week. The driver shuts the doors behind you and starts the engine, kicking up dust clouds as he pulls away, eager to leave you in this place behind. Oh shit, hello. Hey, Jam. You instantly recognised one young woman from a few public photos on her Facebook page. The few public photos on her Facebook page. She's your cousin, Tabitha, and she looks annoyed to be here. So, how do I tackle this? What's the play here? I mean, the play, for me, isn't going to be extremely tactful. It's going to be like, you know, mission. As with any social situation, it's like mission survive. That's the new objective. So we're just going to play it sort of simple. Hey, Tabitha. Come on, let's get back to the estate. I don't want to spend any more time down here than I have to. Your cousin turns and motions to an old BMW parked near the bus kiosk. You follow her, clambering into the dusty relic. We're going to be best friends. Oh god, this is a fucking nightmare. This is where the horror part of this game kicks in. It's being stuck for a week with as like the guest of someone who does not want you there. And will not be ashamed. She's not hiding that at all. Look at her. Look at her. Doesn't take much driving before the only signs of civilization are the car you're in and the road you're on. Tabitha maintains an icy silence as she focuses on the road. Tip. Dialogue options labelled Explore can usually be taken without advancing the story. They can impact relationships and unlock additional story paths, so choose carefully. So, this is the key thing about Scarlet Hollow, or one of the key things, because I'd like to say this is the key thing. Just because you've been given a list of things that you can say one after the other, does not mean that you have to say them all. As a matter of fact, it might be downright weird to say them all. You might just come across like you're talking too much, and that will get commented on and that will matter. So, even though we want to explore, we want to open up new leads for ourselves and, you know, learn more, we kind of also want to keep in mind how much we've been speaking, what we've been saying, how the character will react and such. So, like, for example, this isn't the icebreaker that we want to be going for here, I don't think. You know, Tabitha's not going to appreciate that. Even though that's an option that we can pick and it won't progress things, we don't have to pick that. I'll probably do "How are you holding up?" to start with, because that feels like the obligatory thing to say. How are you holding up? Fine. Now the other thing is, it's so fucking tempting to see a trait dialogue and pick it instantly. And like, because, you know, you've picked that trait. This is a gift granted to you. I'm not going to say this to Tabitha. I'm not going to say it's not healthy to keep things bottled up. We've spoken to each other for about, like, 2 sentences total. We're not at that stage yet. I think I'd just say nothing. I think the shortness would just stump me a bit, and that won't reflect well on me, but that's what I'll do. You decide it's best not to say anything in response. Let's remain awkward. I can't believe we've never actually met before this. You have your mum to thank for that. Or had, I guess. You could feel the same careless cruelty in Tabitha's words that your mother would use when she talked about Pearl Ann and the old Scarlets. The wound that tore your family apart runs deep enough that it bled through the generations. See, again, like, that would be cool to say, all of this, because it's damn cool and correct, probably, but I'm not going mask off with Tabitha. Because unlike the creepy guy on the bus, I have to stick around Tabitha for a week, so I kind of want to try and not immediately expose myself as a witch. I'm not necessarily assertive enough to, like, say that. Okay, is there bad blood between us? You don't know me, and I don't know what my mum's problem was with this side of the family. I don't know what my mum left, or what kind of grudge she had against the side of the family, but I'm sorry, I wish I'd known about you. Yeah, Dead Mum's Club. Probably gonna go for this one. I'm just trying to figure the situation out, and also it is a shame that I don't know this person. It's a shame to not know family. I don't know why my mum left, or what kind of grudge she had against his side of the family, but I'm sorry. Wish I'd known about you. Whatever, what's done is done. So, the funeral? It's on Sunday, right? Yep, like I told you. Since I'm here, do you need any help planning? I know this stuff isn't easy. It's actually been fine, just needed the coffin and someone to dig a hole. Remain silent. You decide to sit in silence with your cousin as the car eases up the steep mountain road. Incredible first impressions being delivered on both sides here. You know, first impressions are a two-way street, okay? It's not just on me. I'm getting first impressions of Tabitha too, and oh, I'm sure she's lovely underneath all of the sadness and just general anger at everything that I'm picking up on right now. And here it is, the Scarlet estate. Though it's seen better days, its crumbling elegance is not lost on you, someone who is used to cramped apartments in grey cities. Your mother told you about this place many times before she passed, always with an anger burning beneath her words. The faded majesty you once imagined doesn't quite compare with what's in front of you. A jarring blend of opulence and ruin. As you stare at it perched on a crumbling cliffside, you can't help but feel like it's something that should have been left to rot a long, long time ago. I'd be scared in this house. I'd just be so paranoid that this is the day it finally fucking falls off the cliff. You're hit with a blast of dusty air as you step across the threshold and into the foyer. I wouldn't work well here. If a single molecule of dust gets near my face, I'm snotty for the rest of the day. It's a nightmare. So is that fucking Minecraft cave-ass sound effect. Oh my god. Everything in this room has been here for much longer than you've been alive. Each object cemented in place with layers of dust and cobwebs. You can hear doors creak on their hinges and the aches and moans of ancient floorboards as the house itself sways in the wind. Welcome to our family's humble estate. Unfortunately, due to the current state of the house, only a few rooms will be safely accessible during your stay. I wouldn't go wandering out anywhere else if you value your limbs. The floors have been known to give out. If you know what's good for you, you'll stick to your room, your bathroom, and the kitchen. And hallways, I guess. But only the hallways you need to use to get to those places. I'll show you around so you know where it's safe to walk. You can leave your bags here for the time being. Alright. So there's lots of choices here. That one feels mean. I thought you were all loaded. Why is this place a dump? This place is falling apart. It's beautiful. Lie, it's beautiful. You live here? Cool, thanks. Book smarts. The architecture here is breathtaking. Chateau-esque style reminiscent of the Biltmore estate. Yeah, I'm going to use my my art sim as like a get out of conversation clause here. I don't have to comment on the absolutely decrepit state of this place, but I can focus on how nice the architecture is. Calling me marginally impressed. I didn't have you pegged as cultured. Believe it or not, the estate actually predates the Biltmore by nearly 3 decades. It used to be the crown jewel of the region, but times change and the attention of the masses are ever so fickle. Shall we begin the tour? Follow me. You put your bags down and follow Tabitha through a long, dusty hallway. She delicately steps over holes and tears in the floor, and you do your best to trace her steps. She's used to these hallways. Kitchen. On Wednesdays, a woman from town comes in and does the cleaning. Her name's Shani. I wouldn't recommend socialising with her. She'll talk your ear off. If you need any food, there's fixings for peanut butter and jelly. Don't touch my mac and cheese or my ice cream. Those are off limits. Oh, and you can also access the garden through here, but it's pretty wild, so I wouldn't if I were you. Some explore options prevent you from taking others. Choose carefully. So I could be mean again, someone cleans this place. I could focus on liking peanut butter and jelly. Again, you're so fucked. Well, I mean, I hate to say that you're so fucked, because this is something that people deal with, but that's a real shitter if you locked yourself into the peanut allergy run. Because now, you can have peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and you can only have jam sandwiches because the rest of the food has been deemed off limits. I mean, you can have her food, but that would be... You wouldn't be a very gracious guest, you know, if you did that. Is there someone in town to buy food? What if I want ice cream? I'm going to push my luck a bit. What if I want ice cream? Then you can buy yourself some at the general store. If you touch my stash, I will know, and there will be consequences. Sweet, thanks. Cool, good talk. It's kind of hard to tell with Tabitha at this point, like, what feels like playful sort of, you know, familial ribbing, like and what doesn't, because if there was like a you know, a friendly sibling who was like, if you touch my stash, I will know and there will be consequences, that's just kind of funny. But Tabitha's been so icy cold with us, I'm kind of worried that the consequence will be like really, really severe. It's interesting because what feels like a playful little line, you kind of don't know whether it's playful or not. Anyway, I'll just say I love peanut butter and jelly. Awesome, I love PB&J. How do you know it was one of my favourites? That smile can't be real. I didn't, but good for you. I'm not even going to comment on the house. I'm not going to try to. Actually, no, you know what? I probably, like, it's nice. It's a kitchen. Alright, what's next? Bathroom, follow me. Hey, it's been hours since I've gone. As the two of you leave the kitchen, you pass by a tuxedo cat sitting on the countertop. Is that your cat? What's its name? Frou Frou. Do not try to pet her. If she wants to be pet, she'll let you know. No, yeah, I'm not playing with fire. Obviously, if you had the talk with animals trait, you could talk to Frou Frou. You could fucking talk to the cat. And believe me, that's far from the only animal in this game. There's so many extra conversations you could have. I've never done that run. I've never used that trait. But I've just like, in the run that I did, there was so many animals, and I'm just like, God, what are they like? What would they say? What info am I missing? That's how this game gets you. Shall we move on? The bathroom awaits. You once again follow Tabitha through a long dusty hallway. Maybe after a few nights it'll get easier to navigate these spaces, but for the time being you feel lucky not to have fallen through the floors. Guest bathroom. Not much to show. It's a bathroom. I'll wait outside. Do what you must if you must. It is a wretched bathroom. Piles of junk sit untouched on the corners of the room, and the mystery stains paint the floor. Wait, are you sure this toilet works? Yes. Why wouldn't it? The water bills get paid, therefore the toilet works. Now do your business so we can move on. Remain silent. You silently stare at the monumental task in front of you. Never mind, I don't need to go. You are desperate enough for this. You know, on second thought, I don't think I need to go. You might as well try since we're here. Suck it up and do your business. Bugs skitter from the bowl as you lift the seat. It has to be a stand-up job. A toilet is a toilet. Sure, it could be cleaner, but your business needs doing, and this is as good a place as any. You do what you must and rejoin your cousin out in the hall. Next up, guest bedroom. Last stop on the tour. Follow me. You and Tabitha briefly return to the foyer before climbing the stairs and reaching the guest room. Booksmart. The room smells old. Dust, mildew, wood rot. Wood rot. Stupid speech impediment. It has it all. A week of sleeping in this place might give you permanent lung damage. This is where you'll be staying. The linens are fresh. I had Janie wash them last week. I had to endure a half-hour rant about her kid to get her to do it, so you better be grateful. An unmistakable stain coats this room. Someone has died here. No. People have died in here. The closet is full of old family stuff, so you can hang your clothes up, but you can use a dresser. It should be empty. So, I think I'm going to I'm going to slightly lower the mask here, and, like, it's going to, like, slip out. I'm just going to be something like, people have died here, haven't they? When? This house is almost 150 years old. Obviously, people have died here. You used to sleep here. Like I said, this house is almost 150 years old. Many, many people have slept here. And now you'll sleep here, carrying on the fine tradition of bedrooms being slept in. I guess I'll start to get settled. Follow me, I'll take you back to the foyer so you can collect your belongings. This concludes our tour. I'm afraid I must return to my duties, so you'll have to entertain yourself for the rest of the day. Don't expect to see much of me. Some dialogue options will open additional conversation paths, some right away and others down the line. This is where we get to find out more. Oh god, there's so many fucking dialogue options. And I would make a habit of reading them all because, as it says, sometimes you can kind of lock yourself out of certain options. Obviously, I'll be asking the Booksmart question, but we'll get back to that. Where are you going? What am I supposed to do while you're gone? Can't you take the day off? Did I do something wrong? You asked me to come here, but you're actually pissed off that I came. Are you sure you're okay? So we got a few things here. I'm going to start with... There wouldn't happen to be a library in the estate, would there? I'm not sure what else I should do with my time. She looks fucking disgusted at us. There is, but as I said earlier, most of this building is off limits. And the library is in the West Wing, which is extra off limits. You're better off heading into town. I'm pretty sure there's a library there. Cool. Well, hey, any town with a library, that's a start. Where are you going? To work. Someone has to pay the bills around here. What kind of work do you do? I run the coal mine, same as every Scarlet who came before me. Except for you and your mum. It requires a lot of time and concentration, so I'd appreciate it if you didn't keep me for long. I didn't know we owned a coal mine. That feels like, you know, I'm muscling in, when clearly I have not ever shown, you know, our side of the family has shown no interest in the coal mine. So it's like, only on a technicality do I own a coal mine. And I don't really. I'm not going to ask if I can come watch because I don't care about coal mining. That sounds impressive and exciting. Good for you. That feels very fake. Sounds pretty boring. I don't want to insult Tabitha. I'm not going to question that we've known each other for about 40 minutes and I don't feel like I know her still. That's kind of sad. Ew, gross. Running a coal mine has got to be one of the most ethically and physically vile jobs on the planet. I don't... That's fine. Hashtag girl boss. It's genuinely tempting. But I don't know if I'm going to go for any of these or not. I'm just going to remain silent. Whatever your thoughts may be on Tabitha's work situation, you decide it's best to keep them to yourself. Is there anything else you'd like to bother me with before I leave, or are we good? Did I do something wrong? You asked me to come to this funeral, but since the moment I got here, you've been acting like I'd spat in your coffee. What's going on? Is it something I said? Okay, I'm sorry I've been testy since you've gotten here. You've been fine. Just under a lot of pressure right now. Please just stay out of my hair until later, okay? I have work to do. That's fun. So that you get different dialogue there based on how you've been. I happen to know a couple things. She'll be much more aggro with you there if you've been, like, pissing her off. And if you've been lying the whole time about how nice the house is, she'll be like, you think I've not noticed that you're lying? There's a trait that makes you better at lying, but if you don't take that trait, you're a fucking terrible liar. So, it's great fun. Please stay out of my hair until later. Okay, I have work to do. I won't keep you, but we should hang out when you get back. We'll see. There's a lot that needs to get done this week. I offered to help. Bye! Your cousin leaves through the front door. And now it's just you. Yeah, see, that's interesting. And that's something I didn't fucking pick up on in my first run, actually. She was like, yeah, there's not much funeral work that needs to be done. I just, like, bought a box and someone dug a hole. But now she's like, there's a lot to be done. So it's like, you're busy then. That's fucking interesting. I don't know what it means, but it's interesting. And now it's just you. You and the sprawling, decrepit estate. There's 3 options. Well, 4 options, technically, but we want to explore. And we do want to explore because we want to get to know the estate a bit more. That's going to open up so many things for us. We haven't eaten in a while. We didn't accept the graciously gifted wet nuts from earlier, so a peanut butter and jelly sandwich sounds great right now. You haven't had anything to eat all day. The only things allowed in your stomach right now are the creaks and moans of this ancient place. PB&J sounds exactly like what you need to take on the rest of the day. You head to the kitchen. You're back into the kitchen, ready to craft a beautiful peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It's a daunting task given the state of the place, but the aggressive growls of your stomach outweigh your fear of food poisoning. I mean, the peanut butter in America has lots of bugs in it anyway, so like, I think the food poisoning is just like a natural thing. I'll need to find some peanut butter, some jelly, a bread, a plate, and a knife. Let's look at the garden. Maybe we'll find some peanut butter there. The garden was reclaimed by... Oh, I should be saving. What the hell am I doing? There we go. The garden was reclaimed by the wilderness long ago. It might not be very safe, but who's to stop you from venturing deeper? Explore. You wander further into the garden. It's quiet out here. There's not really anything going on. There's a nice swing. But there's nothing here. Maybe if I had other traits, there'd be options there. I'll have to try that sometime. Well, let's start with the pantry. We need to get our plates ready, first and foremost. I sometimes forget to do that. I'll get the bread out and then be like, I've not got a plate to put this on. And I don't trust the surfaces in this room. Oh shit, the pantry's not where plates are kept. Tabitha sure loves her mac and cheese. You pick up a box of Tabitha's mac and cheese. You can't say you've ever seen this brand before. God, you could be really fucking mean. That's so mean. I'll put it back. Staying away from the mac and cheese was one of your cousin's hard rules, and she already seems to not like you. You put the box back where you found it, reluctant to make things worse than they already are. Bread acquired. One of the non-mouldy loaves of bread. Well, let's take the peanut butter. The king of nut butters. Only 3% of each jar is mashed up cockroaches. Alright, let's get out of here. Search the cabinets. This cabinet must be where Tabitha keeps the dishware and, oddly enough, the utensils. I guess we're used to drawers, aren't we? I have them in a drawer. Well, let's just look at everything out of simple curiosity. What's this mug? It reads, I was blown away at Blowing Rock, North Carolina. So your aunt and cousin actually travelled sometimes, even if it was only a few hours from the estate. Maybe you can route your return trip through Blowing Rock. It might be nice to see the local sights before heading home. Shot glass. It reads, I survived Deb's 50th birthday. Your aunt's name was Pearl Ann, so this wasn't from her 50th. From the few stories you'd heard from your mum, Pearl Ann wasn't the type to have kitschy friends who gave out themed shot glasses at their birthday parties. Grab a plate of butter and a plate of butter. Good job, me. Grab a plate and a butter knife. All I need now is some jelly. Oh, jam. Search the fridge. As you approach the fridge, your eyes catch a note taped to the door reading, Jamie, stay out, in all caps. Below it in separate writing are the words, okie dokie. You open the fridge. You already feel a deep urge to wash your hands, even though you have yet to touch anything other than the handle. There's old takeout. I can look at it. No! God, no. Why did you do that? What were you expecting? This takeout container is disgusting beyond words, a liquefied mess wholly congealed in its styrofoam shell. You can't even tell what it used to be. The substance doesn't just smell bad, it smells ancient. For God's sake, put it back. Yeah, if you eat it, I think you throw up. Like, later. in the episode. I don't know for sure. Your body reacts before you even register what you're doing, compelled by a deep primal disgust. You shove the container back in the fridge, pushing it to the depths of the shelves and out of your mind. Hopefully you can forget it exists and move on with your life. There's ice cream. But, you know, I'm not grabbing that because it's not mine, so I'll just take the jam. You reach out for one of the unopened jars of grape jelly, carefully checking its expiration date. You breathe a sigh of relief when you realise it's recent. This was either purchased specifically for you, or jelly is one of the few things in this kitchen Tabitha actually uses. This is the last ingredient you needed to make your peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Time to close this fridge and get to work. You return to the kitchen. I don't want to go near Frou. I don't want to get scratched. I'm leaving Frou to their own devices. Despite the state of this horrendous kitchen, you have successfully combined your 3 ingredients to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Congratulations! You can feed yourself. A job well done. All of that hassle and it took you less than a minute to eat. The rest of the day lies in front of you. Ta-da! We made food. Congratulations, you've eaten and have a full day ahead of you. I have to play that in my head sometimes when I, can actually bring myself to eat. It's sometimes such a hassle. It takes up so much time, eating. Well, let's settle into our room. Now that you've finally eaten, the aches and pains of your journey have started to sink deep into your bones. You stumble up the stairs to your room, suitcase in tow, eager to unwind before you face the rest of the day. You stand at the entrance to your room. I don't really take naps. I can't do it. I've tried. This doesn't work. I can't turn my brain off enough unless it is literally time to sleep, you know. I can't put my spare clothes in the dresser because there's no room. So... I mean, I could try and look at it, at least. Because I don't think I can look at it unless I do that, and I'm curious, so... Well, let's make a save, because I don't actually intend to put my spare clothes in the dresser. I just want to see inside it. Oh, no, it's the closet that I can't look in. Silly me. Anyway, it's an opossum. You drag your suitcase over to the dresser and open the bottom drawer. An opossum lurks within. It is quiet but angry. You see, I could talk to this opossum if I took the trait to do so. I mean, I still can. I just can't, hear the response. Oh, pardon me. You gently close the drawer, leaving the marsupial in peace. This drawer belongs to the opossum, and there's nothing you can do about it. You open the top drawer next. It's empty. It's got a place as you'll find to put your clothes. I will do fucking anything to not sleep in this house. Based on the state of the house, you wonder if it had been better off keeping your clothes in your nice clean bag, but there's no going back now. Oh, now I can check the closet. Hell yeah. You can see why your cousin said you should put your clothes in the dresser instead of this closet. There must be decades of family history stacked up in here. Yeah, I'll pick up the doll. Of course you're sharing the room with a creepy doll. You pick it up to examine it more closely. Its foot reads, "Property of Alexandra." No need to carry this around with you. You close the closet behind you. Let's look out the window. You can only imagine how beautiful this garden must have been in its heyday. If you owned this place, you'd totally get out there with a shovel and some gardening gloves and whip it into shape. No, I wouldn't. You'd go out and pull weeds, chop trees, carve topiaries, and do whatever you needed to return it to its former glory. And once it was done, you'd sit by the fountain, which of course would have little goldfish in it, and drink a floral tea while enjoying the bird song. Yeah, you'd definitely do that. Just not right now. Examine the painting on the wall. This must be an older relative of yours, judging by the dates on the inscription. You've never heard of her, but you barely heard anything about your aunt and cousin until a week ago, so that's not really a surprise. Maybe you could ask Tabitha about this Mary Belle Scarlet the next time you see her. That is, if she's actually in a mood for conversation. That'll do for now. It doesn't seem like there's much else for you to do here right now. Do we investigate the forbidden wings of the estate? Yes, but curiosity's getting the better of me. With Tabitha gone, there's no one stopping you from going into the forbidden wings of the estate. You immediately try the nearest door, only to be impeded by locks and chains. Now, one of the traits lets you pick locks, so that's a whole extra fucking part of the mansion you can explore if you take that trait. I don't know what's in there. And I never will in this universe. We might as well head to town. With your cousin gone, there's nothing for you to really do here. You leave the estate and head out to explore the town. If you'd have known you'd wind up having to walk all the way back to town, you probably would have just asked Tabitha to leave you at the bus stop. Especially with how unhappy she seemed to see you. If only you could wipe the slate between the two of you clean and bury some of the tension. Or maybe her mother's funeral isn't the best time for something like that. Then again, maybe it's the perfect time. It's really pretty out here.